What's up everybody, it is Paris. Welcome to my first official back to school / college video of this year. I hate that back to school season is so early on YouTube because I just want to like embrace my summer and not think about school until like the night before classes start basically, but it is always early on YouTube, so I gotta roll with it. And I've already been getting tons of requests to do my college videos and my back to school and everything. Today's video, as you probably read by the title, is what not to bring to college. I figured this was a fitting one to start off my videos of this year just because everyone is getting really into like buying all this stuff for their dorm, and I know that I had so much stuff that I just never used or did not need in the slightest, and I know that it's really easy to get carried away with like buying stuff for school. So I'm here to tell you what you probably don't need to buy and things that you can leave behind for college. And I will be doing a video of the things that you should bring and the essentials that like you might forget and everything. If you guys have never seen my face before, oh, that was so cheesy, I hate when people say that. If you guys are new to my channel, my name is Paris. I am a rising sophomore at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. Go Bucky. So yeah, I just finished my freshman year in the dorm and everything, so I feel like I have fresh knowledge of all the things that I didn't use and didn't need to bring. This is just my opinion, my experience. So some of you may disagree with me, some of you may have used these items so much and really wanted them, but this is just my opinion. If you disagree with it, that's fine. Obviously leave a comment down below if you guys think there's something else that I forgot that you don't need to bring to college. So the first thing, and the broadest thing I guess, is you probably don't need to bring most of your clothes. I guess it's different for everyone, but I personally have so much clothes. I'm addicted to shopping. It's a whole thing, and I brought so many clothes and I didn't wear any of them. Part of it was I brought a bunch of like cute little items and going out items, and first of all, I dress super lazy to class every single day. I think I wore jeans like 5 times to class. I usually just wear like sweatpants and leggings and sweatshirts most days, and also I like never really go out, so I never really had a chance to wear most of like my going out clothes, I guess. Plus it was cold literally the entire year. Seriously, on move out day I was wearing a sweatshirt and leggings even though it was the middle of May, so I never really got to wear most of my like spring clothes, I guess. I don't know. You really just like don't need most of your clothes because like I said, you're just spending most of your days in class, and I don't know, some people dress cute for class. I don't have that energy. Basically just take the amount of clothes that you want to bring, divide it in like a third, and that's probably what you'll actually use / wear. So secondly, with that, you also probably don't need to bring most of your shoes. I know I was like that. I have a ton of shoes. I got really into like shoes, I guess, because I had too many clothes and my closet was full, so I was like, okay, let's buy shoes now. But I brought a bunch of like cute little shoes and all of that stuff, and I just never wore them because in class I would just wear sneakers or my Supergos or Birks, and then for going out I would just wear my ratty Converse, because you don't want to wear your cute shoes when you go out because they will get ruined. So most of my shoes never really got put to use. Unless you're in Greek life maybe, then you'll need heels or sandals for rush, but like all in all, you really just kind of need the basics of your shoes unless you're like some big sneakerhead, because I personally didn't wear most of my shoes and most of my clothes that I brought just because they were for like specific occasions, and I never really dressed cute in school at all. I would just dress lazy and comfy, or I would dress nice sometimes for like events. The next thing that I would say you do not need to bring to college in your dorm is excessive decorations, decor, wall arts, everything like that. Again, this is just personal opinion, but I personally had like a ton of little decorations. I got little cacti, and we had a tapestry, and we had lights everywhere, and we had like cute rugs and little like everything, and we ended up throwing out our rugs, I think, because they got so annoying. We had curtains on our dorm closets because the closets didn't have any doors, and then we ended up just getting rid of those because they were just in the way, and we're like, who is this looking cute for? Because it's just us, like we don't care. I had so many pillows that I ended up just keeping under my bed because they were just unnecessary. We took down our tapestry. It just like, we had so many decorations and they just get in the way, honestly. They get dusty, they get dirty, they get messy, they break. You just really don't need that because, I don't know, like no one's gonna really see your dorm except you. I'm all for having a cute dorm, but you definitely don't need to deck it out and put like every single piece of decor that you can find from Home Goods, because they just get in the way, they're unnecessary, and you'll probably end up taking them down and or they'll break or something. Next thing that I would say you don't need for college is a futon. This is again up to personal discretion. I know a lot of people had futons and used them, and that's great. I didn't have a futon in my dorm, but most of the people that we knew who had a futon never used it. It just got in the way, or it was just really crappy because no one wants to drop a lot of money on furniture for your dorm because it's so temporary. So people would buy like a super just crappy cheap one, and then it was so uncomfortable that no one wanted to sit on it anyway. So yeah, you really just don't need a futon. Our friends that we would hang out with in the dorm, no one really had a futon. Some people would have like a beanbag or something, but kind of just doesn't matter. We would have our friends sit on our beds because like we didn't really care. Maybe some people think that's weird, but I didn't really find it weird. So people just sit on our beds. Plus no one really hung out in our room. We would always hang out in other people's rooms, but again, like most people I knew didn't have a futon, and if they did, they never used it, or it was super uncomfortable because they wanted it to be inexpensive. If you want a futon, go for it. Plenty of people enjoy theirs, but it's probably not a necessity and a big chunk of money that you don't need to spend. We would always talk about wanting a futon for the first like month. We'd be like, oh, we gotta get a futon, like we'd have people hang out in our room because we didn't really have a good layout. but then we just stopped talking about it because we realized we would never use it. The next thing that I would say you don't need to bring and spend a lot of money on for college in your dorm is a printer. This is again personal opinion. I know like one person's room that had a printer in it, but there are printers literally everywhere on campus that you can use. We had a ton of printers in our dorm, so I would just use that. Obviously all the libraries have printers, most of like the class resource areas have printers. Honestly, I think the biggest hassle of having a printer is maintaining it. I don't know, mine at home like always breaks all the time, plus you have to like buy ink for it, and printers are expensive. And when you're a freshman in the dorm, you just don't need to have your own printer at all, because there's usually one in the dorm. There was one in all the dorms at my school. Every library, every tutor room, every class building is gonna have a printer somewhere that you can use. Like I never once ever wished like I had a printer, and like I said, I know someone that did have a printer, but there's just so much hassle and upkeep, and it's expensive to pay for and expensive to fill the ink, and it usually breaks. So you're better off just using the school ones. The next thing that I would say you don't need to bring is Tide Pods. This is like so random. I don't even know why I thought of this, but I just used regular detergent because it is so much more cost efficient. You just get way more volume for your money from regular detergent versus pods. And I get the pods are convenient because you just throw them in there, but I have heard so many horror stories about using Tide Pods in the dorm washing machines, because the washing machines in dorms are so like hardcore, and they're also usually like sort of crappy. So I know so many people who use Tide Pods and they like melted on their clothes, or they didn't clean or burst all the way, so they just ruined their clothes. And all of my dorm washing machines had a sign that said like no pods in here. I mean, everyone used them anyway, but I just wouldn't recommend those because mostly for money, they're not very good for the environment because they have like plastic and everything. Also, they're just not a wise idea to put in like the industrial dorm washing machines. I get they're convenient because you plop them in there, but like it's really not that hard to just pour in detergent. The next thing that I would say you don't need to bring to college is tons of school supplies like binders, folders, highlighters, everything like that, because so much of college is online. Like I never got any worksheets or handouts. I would get a few handouts and discussions sometimes, but all of our homework was online. We turned in everything online. I would take a lot of my notes on my computer. I would sometimes take notes on my notebook, but that just was like not very time efficient, I guess. So I would have a lot of pens and pencils and highlighters, but I just never used any of them. I would have like a pencil and a pen, maybe one highlighter or colored pen that I would use day to day. I also brought a lot of binders until I realized that like I never got anything to put in my binders. I think I had one binder because one of my textbooks wasn't hardcover. It was just like a leaflet, if that makes any sense. You have to keep it in a binder. I also did have one folder that I just put every paper in because I got so few papers that I could just keep them all in one folder. Also, I would just use like 5 subject notebooks or 3 subject notebooks, which have little folders in them, because again, you just get so few papers that it's really easy to just keep them in a notebook or a folder. You kind of just need the basics, maybe a folder, maybe a binder, probably like 1, 3, or 5 subject notebook, because again, most things are not on paper. I was the girl, I am the girl still, that has like every pen and every highlighter and every single color ever. Like I have I don't know if you guys can see fully, but I have so many like utensils and colors and everything, and you want to know how much of this I used in college? Like 0. Really just don't need a whole thing of school supplies like you do in high school. Another like thing I would say you probably don't need is excessive storage. Now I know this probably sounds super broad, but you guys can watch my dorm shopping vlog and haul. I'll have them linked down below. It's almost been like a year ago since I did those, which is crazy. But I had like so many closet organizers. I had a bunch of big Tupperware bins. I had a ton of little bins on like a shelf, and I just didn't fill most of them because I actually had a decent amount of storage in my dorm and in my closet. So I ended up changing around my closet configuration halfway through the year. Like I got rid of a couple of my organizers because I really just did not fill them. I'm not saying to like not bring any storage, but you probably don't need to bring a million bins and a million closet organizers and a ton of big giant Tupperware bins, because they just didn't get filled. I didn't use them, and they just kind of took up space like under my bed and everything. Even though I talked about how I had so many clothes and shoes and whatever, they would just stay in my closet for the most part, and like the drawers under my bed. And most of my little random bins and the big organizers that I got in the big bins just never got filled. The final random kind of thing I put on this list, I don't even remember why I wrote this, but final thing I would say that you don't need for college is bags and purses. Again, this is like a personal thing, depending on what you have, but I brought a couple purses. I had like my little Fjallraven bag, I had little purses, I had like my Longchamp tote, and I just never used them. I would use my Longchamp tote once or twice maybe, and they just got dusty, they got in the way, they got like dirty just by hanging on my bed because, you know, people are in there. I like spilled something on it one time, so it like spilled on my bed. You just like really have no need for bags or purses besides your backpack, other than you could keep like one purse. Like I would recommend maybe a purse, but you definitely just don't need to bring every single bag that you own like I did, and like I know a lot of girls did, because you just really don't have a need for purses except like a small one for going out sometimes if you have an event or whatever. So that is everything on my personal list of things that you don't need to bring to college for your dorm. I probably forgot like a lot of stuff, honestly. I kind of just came up with this list the other day, so if you guys have other things that you think I forgot to mention that you don't need to bring to college, definitely comment them down below so that everyone who's watching this who's coming into college can read them. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you maybe crossed some things off your college to get list or packing list. I don't really know. This maybe was not even helpful, but I tried. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you're not already, and I will see you guys in my next video.